Hajime no Ippo is a boxing anime about my man's named Ippo. At first, he lame as hell. He get bullied all the time, but he frees up whenever he get confronted. He not a bad kid though. He honest and he hard working. We don't know where his dad is at, so we help his moms out running a family fish and rental business, the boating business. They do something. We see that bro works so hard that he can't even make time for making friends because he's always working. His classmates inviting him to go out to the movies. He like, I gotta work. And then they like, oh, I done asked him last week. He always working. What is he doing? One day on his way home, he getting pushed around by these three little brown shirt bullies. 60 overalls, the basic archetype. Literally 2 of them got brown shirts on, so I ain't even joking about that one. Not saying he look ugly, this smell bad, and they just kick bro down a hill. That's crazy, bro. Kicking bro down an entire hill, that's insane. You just gotta roll to the bottom. That's crazy. But they kick him down the hill and they just start fucking my man's up for no reason. He laying there all bloody, then they start talking shit about his moms. That's when he really get mad. He act like he about to tee up. We think about to see some action. But the King Doodle shirt is like, who you looking at? You gonna do something? And he backs down once again, right? And that's why out of nowhere, some dude in a little jumpsuit pull up. He like, damn, they you up, little bird? He don't look that strong for real. And they like, who not that strong? And they go right after him, right? They charge right towards him, but my man dodges everything with ease. Doodle shirts is like, oh, you might be a little fast, but that don't mean you tough. Then they realize, and in the time that he was dodging them, he done stole all the buttons off their shirt. And they got scared. They ran like some little bitches, bro. Like, you can't be acting tough here and there trying to pick on people, but then show no type of backbone. At some point, you gotta stand on 10. But Ippo passes out after witnessing what just happened and wakes up later inside of a boxing gym. Turns out the dude that saved him brought him here to patch up his wounds, but then tell him to get the fuck on. This ain't no place for it's like him. He said he hate bullies, but he hates anybody who just let themselves get bullied without putting up a fight. He can't stand it. So Ippo starts crying, walking away. The exact type of person that he don't like, but he like, all right, bro, if you annoyed enough to start crying, go ahead and do this, right? Go ahead and take your anger out on this punching bag. You'll feel better. So he draw up a picture of King Doodle shirt and throw him on the punching bag and he tell Ippo to give it a punch. The first hit is low-key trash, but he give Ippo some pointers, and then my man hits a crazy punch on the bag. He punches so hard that his knuckles start bleeding. I ain't never seen some type of shit like this. So while he taping him up, we find out Ippo actually kind of buff, because he got to do all this lifting and exercise for his family's business. So Takamura, the dude that saved him, is like, man, if you want shit to stay the same, then fuck it, go ahead. But just in case, take these 2 videotapes and return them whenever you want and sends them home. So he go back home to work that same night. And his mom is like, you're done. You don't work here, buddy. You're laid off. She really just wanted to be a normal high schooler. She was noticing that he was a little more upset that he ain't had no time to make no friends because right after school, he's going straight to work. She like, don't underestimate me. You feel me? I'm a big gangster. And I said, I get it done by myself. You go and be a kid, be a high schooler. So Ippo starts getting into these tapes, and he like, okay, these some boxing tapes. You watch some boxing on the fat ass TV, right? So he just start getting into it more and more. So he pick up a magazine on his way to school, and on the first page we see Takamura, and he kinda nice with it. He a pro boxer. So Ippo waits the big bro by the bridge where he first found him and returns the tapes. And he like, I ain't know you was a boxer for real. Why you ain't tell me? Like, he ain't take him to a whole boxing gym afterwards, but whatever. Takamura like, shit, nephew, I know. Shit, I'm that nigga for real. But I ain't doing autographs, man. Maybe you gonna have to wait a little bit. But Ippo like, can you train me to be a pro boxer too? I think I want to box for real. And Takamura gets hot. Right? He see it as disrespectful to the sport of boxing that he thinks you could just decide on a whim to become a pro boxer. And Ippo like, this ain't no whim. I put some thought into this. Takamura like, all right, my nigga, sure you did, bro. Right. Let me go ahead and give you a test. So they walk to this tree and he kicks it and he throw a bunch of punches, but he ended up catching 10 leaves in his hand just through the quickness of his punches. He like, Ippo, if you could do this in a week's time, I'll teach you some boxing, nephew. So cue the training montage. Ippo starts training for days and nights, on and on and on. He realizing that his punches don't hit the same way that Takamura's did. They don't sound the same. So he mess around with his fingers a little bit. He try to work out his form, but he realized he needed to loosen up his grip. And once he did that, he was able to copy the sound. Whole time he throwing jabs, but don't even know it yet. He practicing his jab. So he practices more and more and more until the day comes where he's waiting for Takamura on his little running pad. Ippo hits the tree, and as the leaves fall, he catches 10 of them. Takamura surprised in the first place because he didn't even think he was going to be able to do it for real. But if somehow he did, my man was supposed to use both hands. Ippo only did his left. So following up on his promise, Takamura takes him to the gym. And during his little intro, gets taken away by Gramps, right by the neck, like he sunned him. And he like, bro, who did you just bring into my gym? This is the chief of the gym. Who you just bring into my gym? He not built for this. He not like that. He's soft. He a weenie. So like you can't judge my nephew just by his cover, by how you look. And so he get mad and he take Ippo right to the locker room to change. Talking about you gonna do a spar to test your abilities. Turns out he gotta fight this kid named Miyata, this boxing prodigy, right? As he gets into the ring with Miyata, he's clueless, but he don't know what he's doing. Takamura gives him a breakdown of his strategy he gonna do. He gonna play Hall of Fame defense, so just keep your hands up and handle all the punches. If you could survive, then you might have some cooking. So the bell ring and Ippo start running in, throwing these trash ass punches, throwing everything. Miyata like, who the fuck is this? Who do y'all got me playing against? This is wasting my time. Then Takamura is like, bro, remember the strategy. Hall of Fame defense. You really go bare. So Ippo immediately put his hands up. Rose like, okay. So he hit him right in the gut. And Ippo ain't never felt that type of pain before. Right? He get bullied all the time, but he ain't getting bullied by no real boxer for real. So he drops his guard and Miyata rocks him right in the head, knocking him down. And here, if you get knocked down 3 times, then you're off the fight. And this is knockdown number 1. But Ippo ends up getting up like it was nothing. Miyata like, okay, he got a little grit to him. Everybody in the crowd is like, okay, he might be doing something. So he goes back in. Miyata jumping around doing his little dance, and Ippo getting scared, right? Miyata keeps throwing these jabs at him, realizing what he's doing. He's just keeping his hands up. So he hits him again in the stomach and another one to his head. Ippo there on the ground. He looking like he about to go out bad. Look at his face, bro. I never seen no type of face like this. Looking like he about to get knocked out. Sakamura like, this what you did all that training for? All that practice? All them leaves you cut? I know you wasn't about it for real. So Ippo like, oh no, you got me messed up, buddy. And so he get right back up, just off straight willpower. So Miyata like, okay, who is this nigga, bro? He start pressing him, and Ippo just runs. He's chasing him, throwing jabs, and these niggas on the sideline, these NPCs, these bots on the sidelines talking about, wow, Miyata really weak for real. He can't even knock this little newbie down, this rookie. And Miyata start getting mad and throw a hard right to his gut once again. But instead of getting knocked down this time, he's able to stand up. Miyata goes straight for the head, but saved by the bell. So Ippo have his little post-round yap session with Takamura. And since he survived the first round, the second round he gets to go on the offensive. So he gives him some advice, whatever. So Ippo goes into his fighting stance. The spectators is like, oh, okay, we about to see some real boxing. You know what I'm saying? Finally, you're going to do something, not just keeping his hands up, trying to take these punches. So he throw a jab and like, oh, shit, this nigga really working them jabs is kind of nice. Really, he just practicing. He doing what he doing with the leaves, just doing it in the boxing ring. So he throw a fast ass jab and he just keep him going. Takamura like, throw the right, damn, throw the hard right. Ippo swing, and fall right to the ground. Takamura's like, bro, do it just how you did with that punching bag. He like, all right, bet. So he goes back to jabbing. And Miyata's like, okay, this dude gotta get tired sometime, right? At the same time, Ippo's thinking, my arms is heavy right now, bro. I'm throwing these punches. They not doing shit. And it looked like he about to stop for a second. But as soon as Miyata's about to capitalize, Ippo remembers his motivations and starts thugging through the pain. He like, these heavy arms ain't shit. And he just continuing the jab. So he catches Miyata off guard. Takamura notices that and is like, oh, throw it right. So Ippo remembers the advice that Takamura had given him back at the punching bag. Lock your hips and you gotta step into the punch. And that's exactly what he does. He punches Miyata's arms off the way, completely leaving him defenseless. As Ippo goes in for another one, Miyata barely dodges it and the round ends. So he go back with Takamura in the corner and he's like, okay, nephew, all that shit you did in round 1 and round 2, you're going to combine it and you're going to do it in round 3. Final round. So Ippo starts out swinging. He throwing a mix of jabs and the rights, doing his little 1-2 combo as Miyata's staying on the defensive. Miyata's able to find a couple jabs between Ippo's punches and finally hits one square in his chin. As Ippo falls to the ground, the chief starts to explain, give a little backstory on how that punch works, right? When you get hit in the chin, your brain rattle back and forth and your body just won't listen to your brain no more. You could be conscious, but your body just not going to do it. So Ippo there, he's struggling. He can't get his legs to do what he wanted to do. But finally, he gets back up and starts inching towards him. Miyata's like, what the hell? And punches him and knocks him right back to the ground. That's knockdown number 2. But Ippo gets back up. One more is going to make him lose the fight. So he starts throwing more punches as he's just getting punched all by Miyata. It's just his straight determination at this point, just keeping him fighting, keeping him up. So Miyata starts getting mad and starts comboing with this nigga crazy, bro. I'm talking left, right, left, right, all type of crazy shit. And nigga look at my knee out there, right? Miyata's able to land a punch square in his face one last time, and Ippo finally falls to the ground. Takamura goes to check up on him, but my man's is knocked out cold.